other questions as well, which I'm going to answer now for you, sort of in just this last little quick video for you guys. So, how did I come from just collecting a little occasional piece of merchandise to becoming a really big sort of merchandise collector, like you can see across here? Well, I would say it sort of started just after Summer of Sonic. Friends of mine are into their sort of nostalgic comics, nostalgic toys from the 80s and 90s. So we would be regularly tripping around Belfast and down to Dublin and look at the comic stores and the toy stores, the likes of Forbidden Planet International. We have a local comic book store here called Comic Book Guys. We have a couple of comic shops down in Dublin where we can go and visit on a regular basis and see if we can pick up anything there, sort of either comics or merchandise. Obviously, as well, you've got the likes of the online stores such as eBay and Forbidden Planet International, Forbidden Planet. Those sorts of sites really help as well with sort of being able to look for what you want and see how much it's going to cost. Um, is it frustrating? It can be, depending on what you're looking for and sort of what the price point is. Uh, One thing I always do is I shop around. I sort of look around and see if there's anything really I would like, such as the CGC comic. Like, that I must have spent about 2 or 3 weeks looking all over the place before finding that one there in a really good grade and at a very reasonable price point, and then being able to get it to here. I think those are sort of the things you have to do. Word of advice for people is sort of shop around, look at your budget, set yourself a budget for example, the month, and work from there. Um, don't go overboard, because if you go overboard, then when you come to either the next month or the next quarter, you're struggling sometimes to find what you want, and most importantly, then pay for it. And if it's something you really want, then you're going to struggle. If it's something you really like for example, my first for figures Teals statue, um, save for it and go for it in one go, and then you have the money there available to you. So that's something I always advise. Um, but it is very strangely satisfying seeing all of that stuff here. It really does show, how much I've come on as a fan from the very first Summer Sonic I went to in 2013 to last year, where it was mainly sort of seeing the comic artists, collecting the T-shirts, going around there talking to folks. I think the very first Summer Sonic I was just sort of very interested in playing Sonic Lost World, and it shows how much I've come on in the last 3 years, but it's really sort of picked up over the last sort of year. Um, how do people react when they come and see all of this stuff sitting around? Actually, general reaction is actually very good. I haven't had anybody say, "Oh, what's going on here?" They understand, when you're a fan of something, especially from your childhood, that to collect little bits and pieces like the merchandise I have here, and especially the picture, it means something to that person. It means a lot to me. I haven't had any really sort of snidey sort of comments, which is really good. And a lot of people in the comic world who I know very well, who have seen the collection up close and personal, they really love it. And when we even send a sarcastic joke between one to another, whenever we send a photograph out to people, and they go, "I have a problem," and say, "It could be worse. You could be spending out on other things that are not so pleasant." It's like, well, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So, yeah, that's the really sort of satisfying sort of point of view when you see all of this here, and it's yours. It belongs to you. Like the likes of the comic, and the likes of the statue, and then likes of Tyson's signature on the comic. It means something to you. It's very personal. It means you've had that interaction either with the artist, or you've looked very hard and you find something that you really, really would like, and it means a lot to you that it's sitting here and you get to look at it in all its glory every single day. It means everything to you. So, that's really sort of how, and I hope to grow my collection a little bit more over the next couple of months, stroke years, and hopefully it'll become something really special. I know that when I've seen other collectors, that they've got rooms and they've got cases full of Sonic merchandise, from the likes of the huge plush toys and the small plush toys to the first for figures, for statues, for figurines, for games, for consoles, for everything. I know this is very small, but I know it can grow, and I know as well financially, I have a budget that I set to every month and go, okay, that's your sort of, if you go for comics, or you go for toys, or you go for anything Sonic related, that is how much you have for the month, and you stick to that. Because if you don't stick to that, then you struggle to pay for other things such as gas or electricity, and that's not good. But you know, I think that it's a collection that's going to grow, and hopefully it'll be in a room one day with everything else.